Why are there no more houses? My name's John Kuiper, and I'm running for governor of New Hampshire. So I just wanted to talk really quickly about housing again, and talk about how we got to where we are. So planning and zoning laws were created in the late 1800s because they wanted to keep uh, industrial areas where we did work with like dyes and stuff like that away from residential areas where people lived, because where we're doing the industrial work, we were polluting a lot. So we didn't want all that pollution to be near where the people lived. And in between where the people lived and where the industrial area was, we had the commercial zone, which would be shops and stores and things like that. So you had three zones basically: housing or residential, industrial, commercial. Okay. And that was the point of planning and zoning laws, was to keep these areas separated. Now, what happened was pretty early on in the early 1900s, they figured out in California, the people who are using these and implementing these planning and zoning laws that were adopted realized that, hey, we can use these planning and zoning laws to say that black and brown people are not allowed to live here, only white people are. And the black and brown people are going to live over here, which happens to be near the industrial area and kind of the polluted part of town. And the Supreme Court in, I think it was 1917 court case, said, hey, you can't do that. That's illegal. That's racism. That's against the Constitution. But what you can say is you can say we're only going to allow houses with single-family homes with 2 acres in this area, or 3 acres, or 4 acres. And in this area, we're going to allow multifamily housing or apartments. And that way, you can keep the black and brown people in the apartments because they can't afford the houses anyway. So you basically get structural racism, but in a way that is not explicit. So this is how we got to today, where a lot of times you'll have this back and forth in planning and zoning meetings about where multifamily houses are allowed. Multifamily apartments or duplexes or quadplexes are allowed. And you've got to understand that the entire origin of this conversation is racism. And it's continued to be racist, and not just racist, but classist. They're saying frequently that multifamilies can't be allowed here because it could change the character of the neighborhood. Or one of our zoning board members once said, if we allowed tiny homes to be built here, we could have a change in the complexion of the town. Yes, he said complexion. Now, do I think this person is racist? No, I do not. I think that they just used a poor choice of words. But the result is this. They have not allowed multifamily housing because it's classist. And the people that are on the boards who are deciding where housing can go and can't go are frequently homeowners. So those of us who live in apartments, like myself, are really being subjected to to a tyranny of the homeowner class, where the homeowners are saying, hey, we don't want to build any more houses because we don't want the value of our houses to go down. And we also don't want any more apartments because we don't want those people in our neighborhoods or near our towns. Now, there's another type of it. So this is all called exclusionary zoning, where you exclude people from different areas. And as governor of New Hampshire, I will put an end to racist and classist exclusionary zoning.